So, step one, we're going to start with brand positioning, and we are not giving a lecture here on what that's all about. We'll share a couple observations. This is our favorite definition. 30 years of doing this, the best definition we've come across, which is, it's not a logo alone. It's a distinctive identity based on a promise of value different from any other. And you can think of it another way. We like to think of it as personality. One of our favorite spokesmen for what a brand really is Andy Warhol here, who says, I may be deeply superficial. I may be superficial, but I'm deeply superficial. So here's the point. On the web, if we do all this work to get found and you get people to the site, what's the takeaway going to be? What's the free to, Berkey has a quote now that it's not even 3 seconds anymore. It's tenths of a seconds that people make a judgment.
Some recent studies in Ottawa and London showed that people make a judgment about the quality of your website in 1/20th of a second based on their view of the all-important homepage, and take that impression with them throughout their entire experience of the site.
Yeah. So what do they learn? And we hope this isn't the answer. Borrowed from a publication recently. But if you think about it, and we're going to show you an example here that some of you have seen before, there is a commonality of look, feel, tone, and messaging on websites throughout the professions. And we can prove it to you because a couple years ago we had a physical inventory done by interns here over the summer. They accounted for color, use of typography, use of imagery, whether it was illustration or real photography, whether they were models or your real people, what the organizing lines were, the way navigation worked, the use of news and events on the home page. And by and large, we've distilled all of that information that we gathered and built this composite sketch of what the typical law, accounting, and consulting firm website looks like.
So the site basically says, there's some tagline that says, you can trust us, and then of course, welcome to us, and well, here's some news about us and more things about us, and nothing about you. Nothing about what you need, nothing about what you're all about, nothing about a dialogue, nothing that helps the reader understand more about why they want to work together.
In essence, no differentiation, no position. And what we would like you to consider, if you're reconsidering the site you have now, is that this particular site and most of the sites we see, they fail to position the firm as important, confident in a leader. We don't mean being cocky and boastful, but confident in a leader. Sites fail to create a dialogue, and we'll talk more about the social networking, but the best sites will invite you to participate in them in some way, and fails to tell the reader what they're supposed to do or think or feel. And so let's give you an example of a firm that's done a nice job. This particular site was one of the 4 award winners at the LMA this year, a firm in D.C., called Cernkessler. They are an IP boutique. Their position is around mind and muscle. They are lawyer scientists, which comes across in look and feel. They use case studies to declare who they're working for, what they've done, and how that helps, which is imperative to your buyer. They tell us that's what they're really coming to learn from you. Interestingly, the navigation is under what's your IP challenge is based around what people are trying to achieve. And real important here is the fact that the brand is not relegated to the homepage or to About Us. It is site-wide. So for instance, if you go into the search for professionals page, you can do your normal A to Z sort, first name, last name, office, and the like. But you can also navigate talent by the elements tables, which is what these folks offer, expertise in areas like chemistry. And when you clicked on, say, electrical engineering, up would come the attorneys who have expertise in that particular field. And of course, they've taken this this positioning on the site, this differentiation on the site, and they've adapted it to the offline material as well, making them a model for us all to